Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 3 of Shattered Image, and this one is titled Dark Past. You got home just after your mum and dad did, and you unlocked your front door and entered. I'm home, you called into the house. Hi, baby, your mum called from the kitchen. Hey, your dad called from the lounge, and you kicked your shoes off and dropped your school bag down before heading into the lounge to give your dad a kiss. Hello. Hey, you said as you walked over to where he was sat on the chair, reading something on the iPad. Hey, how was school? He asked as he leaned forwards to allow you to kiss his cheek. Okay, you replied with a shrug. Good, he said as he settled back in his chair, and you turned and headed to the kitchen. Hey, Mum, you greeted as you walked in. She was still in her work gear, her apron pulled tight as she hurriedly packed the groceries away that she had grabbed on the way home. Hi, sweetness, she said as she stopped what she was doing and grabbed you in a hug. You returned her hug, and then she let you go and kept unpacking. How was school, baby? She asked as she put the carton of eggs out and placed them in the fridge. Okay, you replied. How's Mr. Aizawa? She asked, giving you a smile as she reached into the other bag and pulled out the steaks and then reached for the freezer. He's good, you said. Good, he was in last night at 1 a.m. I had to give him a double shot. The poor man was barely standing, she chuckled. He's very good at his job. He's a good man, she added. You hummed, crossing your arms across your chest and falling silent. Your mum smiled at you as she went back to the bags and pulled more things out, but her smile faded when she saw how you were standing, all closed off and morose. Honey, she said as she stopped for a second and looked at you sadly. It's the best thing for you. You need to be at that school. I know you don't like to hear it, but I'm glad he caught you that night. You grunted, looking away, still with arms crossed. You could have been killed, she said with a gentle pleading in her voice. Doubt it, you mumbled. He's a good man. He's the reason you've gotten into this school. It's a good school, she begged, trying to get you to see the positives. Sweetheart, you weren't in a good place at all. If I didn't have a quirk, it'd be so much better, you mumbled, looking down at the floor. Love, your mum said as she walked over and hugged you. You can't help what quirk you have. You just need to do your best with it. Yeah, but why did I have to take more after Dad? Why couldn't I have been quirkless like you? You have such a carefree life, you said sadly, opening up a little to her. You loved your mum. She was such a light in your life. You loved your dad too, let's not discount that, but if anything ever came up about his or your quirk, he would change the subject immediately. He didn't want to talk about your quirks, he didn't want to explain anything to you, he just shut it down every single time. But there was so much you wanted to ask, there was so much you didn't know. You felt so alone in this world. Your mum made you feel human. She was always happy, level, kind, sweet. The complete opposite, you felt, to yourself, and you longed to be more like her, but you just couldn't. There was a darkness inside you that kept calling to you, and you'd always be pulled towards it. Dark music, dark themes, dark humour. It was all you. And now you were in a hero course? Now that was hilarious. A villain in a hero course? What kind of sick irony is this? You had thought when you'd been told you'd be going to UA. Be positive, my love, your mum said gently. I think you just need some food. I'll quickly pack the rest of this away and then we can eat, okay? She let you go and smiled at you. You've only just started at the school. Give it some time. You'll see it's a good place, she said, and she was so sure of her statement that you felt like you could almost believe it. The next day at school, you were there early again, not making eye contact with anyone again, and when Sero walked in, he brightened a little when he saw you. Okay, I need to get her name today, he thought as he remembered the happenings of yesterday with the 3 girls who claimed to be your friends. I don't know who they are, but I really don't feel like they're friends, he thought. Maybe I should warn her about them. He got up to walk over to your desk to ask for your name, but Aizawa walked in then and class started. It'll have to wait till first break, he thought as he sat back down and class began. Same as the day before, everyone gave you a wide berth, and in first break Sero made to walk over to you, but his classmate Denki grabbed his arm. Hey bro, where are you going? He hissed, dragging Sero out of the classroom door instead of letting him walk over to you. I was gonna ask the new girl for her name, Sero said to the petrified Denki. Do you have a death wish? Denki hissed with horror on his face. She's dangerous, man. Don't go near her. Why though? I spoke to her yesterday, Sero said curiously. Dude, I spoke to Bakugo yesterday after he got hit with her quirk and asked him what happened, and he said he suddenly got trapped inside a mirror maze. He was only in there for a few seconds, but just the sheer number of mirrors he encountered made him feel like he was losing his mind. Bro, this is Bakugo we're talking about. He doesn't admit to anything, and even he said this, Denki hissed in fear. Interesting, Sero mused. No, dude, it's not interesting. It's terrifying. And it looks like if she doesn't like you, she could just straight up quirk you. No warning, no nothing. Keep away, Denki warned, glancing around himself to make sure you hadn't come out of the room. Just then, Sero's phone dinged in his pocket, and he pulled it out to see the message. Oh, he said, looking down at his phone. There were 2 messages there from a number he didn't have in his phone. One message read, "Did you get the new girl's name yet? It's Hanny, by the way. We met yesterday." Who is it? Denki asked. No one, Sero replied as he put his phone away. Anyway, thanks for the warning. I'll be careful, promise. As soon as he finished speaking, the bell rang for second class, so he and Denki had to wrap it up and head back in. But he was extra curious about you now. What was your backstory? How did you have everyone running scared? He was intrigued. At lunchtime, Sero wandered the school, searching here and there, but he couldn't find you. Maybe she hides in the girls' toilets, he wondered. Walking to the other end of school, he stopped at the vending machine there and looked over the selection. Pocari Sweat sounds good, he thought, as he punched the number in and grabbed some loose change from his pocket and placed it in the slot. The machine whirred and clicked, but it didn't give him his drink, and he frowned. What? He said out loud as he pushed for the money to be returned to him, but nothing happened. Stupid thing, he muttered as he kicked the machine to see if that would help. He heard a grunt come from behind the machine, and he stopped and walked to the side to look behind. There, behind the machine, was you, looking up at him with a sheepish look on your face. Oh, well, what are you doing there? He asked. I'm catching rainbows. What does it look like, dumbass? You huffed with annoyance. I've been looking for you, he said, and you got up and stepped out, smacking and wiping the dirt from your backside. Why? You asked with annoyance. Because I wanted to ask your name, he said. You huffed. Yin, you replied angrily. Sero's eyes widened and he stopped, staring at you. What? You snapped when he was just staring at you. Do you know someone called Hanny? He then asked, and you froze, just looking back at him for the longest time. No, you lied, as you turned and walked off. Wait, he called out, but you were determined to get away, marching purposefully onwards and not looking back at him. Sero watched you go, confusion written all over his face. It's her, it's the same person, but she said she didn't know the one named Hanny. Is she lying? What's going on here? He thought, as he pulled his phone out and read the 2 messages on screen again, then opened his phone to reply. Ooh, we'll have to see what happens. Stay tuned for next week, part 4. I'll see you then.